in Hanford, California, there's this haunted place called the Bastille, which is an old prison that was built in June 28th, 1897, and it was completed in November 1st, 1898. This building is so haunted that the locals in the town even said to leave it alone. Now, the urban legend of the Bastille prison was of a woman named Mary who took her own life by hanging herself. And this urban legend was not only true, but it has been told through down the ages in the town of Hanford. The town folks even said that the Bastille is cursed because every business that tried to start something new, for some reason the business would never last. The previous owner claimed that it was Mary who came over every other time to haunt this place. Now, this is where it gets like very, very legit good. One of the paranormal show called Haunted Discoveries actually went to do their own investigation. They found out that through historical research, a woman named Mariana Mendoza was beaten to death in 1904 on the second floor. And no one knew about that, right? Hold on. The story goes that an unknown assailant went up the stairs to the second floor and had murdered Mariana Mendoza by beating her to death. Now, another murder also took place in the same floor in the same area. A prisoner named Maria Roja was repeatedly raped by her jailer. The urban legend of Mary who hanged herself was a big part in the town, but soon they found out two more urban legends, which is crazy. A woman's prison?
The area?
Yeah, well, for the Bastille, because why would they wouldn't put men and women together in the same prison, right?
I think in certain locations they do that.
Oh, they're probably divided by like something, huh? But damn, that's rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. That's so sad. Do you think our place is haunted here in the prison too?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, if let's say somebody passed away, maybe their spirits roam in that area.
Oh, true.
Mhm.
That's so sad. So if you guys are from Hanford, California, drop down a comment and let us know. Did you guys ever know that the Bastille is allegedly haunted? And also the fact that they found two more new through historical research that something happened to two women, Mariana Mendoza and Maria Roja. One was beaten to death and the other one was raped repeatedly. Drop down a comment and let us
Mhm.
know. Viewer's discretion is advised. So if you're from Sanger, listen to this. In 1990, there's a story about Sanger High. Now, the building is still there, but it's now known as W.A.M.S Middle School. The story kind of relates to Romeo and Juliet. The story was there was two students who were madly deep in love, and so the parents didn't want them to be together because the girl was hiding the love of her life. And when the parents found out, the parents were like, I don't want you to be with him. And so the students actually went to middle school theater and unalived themselves by suspending. Rumor has it that they're still haunting that place to this day. Students have seen, allegedly, that they can see a figure of a girl on stage, and others said they can see another figure behind where, the back of the auditorium, that she's suspending there. And others had claimed they seen a figure of a male student waiting at the door. Do you think this is the students that actually unalived themselves that passed away?
That's crazy.
And the reason why they named it after Romeo and Juliet was because they were inspired by that story.
Yeah. I
No
think
way.
it is them. I'm pretty sure it's them.
I'm scared because it really is scary, but at the same time it kind of hurts because I'm like, they didn't have to do that. And again, I'm respectfully, they could have just still be together and not unalive each other. But at the time, they were probably just so madly deep in love. But who are we to say that, right? You guys, let us know what you guys think about that. Do you think that was actually the spirits of the lovers that unalived themselves, that who relates kind of like Romeo and Juliet? Drop down a comment and let us know.
Another Modesto haunted place is actually a shop.
Ooh.
And this shop used to be a former funeral home. hmm So, story goes is this place is located in 1219 7th Street. And the owner, Dana Waters, bought the building 5 years ago. The funeral home had only closed 3 months before, and Waters said when they moved in, there was still ashes on the ground near where the crematorium had been. It was shortly after moving in, her employees began experiencing stuff and recordings, paranormal phenomena. Yeah.
So it was a funeral home before it became a shop.
Yeah, so it used to be a funeral home, And then that one closed down, and then a few months later, the owner Dana decided to buy the house.
I didn't know. I knew of the shop. Obviously, it's like known. So I just thought it was just now this place is like a Halloween store where you go buy makeup, like costume designing, for like Halloween stuff. But after finding out that it was a funeral home, I'm pretty sure. It's allegedly haunted.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's the bodies buried on there.
Allegedly. Allegedly. And then we're going to show you guys a video. This video was actually posted on Facebook from the worker. They were recording it, watching it late one night. And let's watch it.
Wow. You know that was real.
Dude, but how did it fall?
Doesn't tell you.
How did it fall?
I don't know.
Well, I looked it up too because I always like Google stuff. They said it was a candle. And we're going to put it right here somewhere on the screen. But it's a candle. It's a red and like one of those Virgin Mary candles. But instead it's for like the Halloween stuff. And I guess it fell and it knocked over. And when I see things fall down, I know for sure it's haunted. And did you guys see how within the video, the tag was moving a little bit, and next thing you know, the candle went.
Yeah, it wasn't just like a small fall, like, whoop.
Yeah,
It's when I say like fluke.
Telekinesis. Now, drop down a comment. Let us know. Do you guys believe that the Daydream and Nightmares shop is haunted? And then, is this video proof that it is paranormal activity there? Do we have any haunted shops here? We've heard about like restaurants and clubs and schools.
But shops, I don't think so.
Well, have you ever heard of the place called Brass Unicorn? And we're not sponsoring that place, but it's a new age store. Is where they sell crystals, like spell books and tarot cards and so on. I wonder if it's haunted over there.
Maybe. Should we investigate?
We're gonna look deep down into it. We're gonna find out if you guys are haunted. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, let's move on to our next story. Finished eating. We just got back. And how did you feel about it?
It was interesting.
You didn't get scared when you were in there?
It was creepy because, it looks pretty empty. It's very dark. But, I mean, it was a little eerie, but it wasn't like bad, I guess you could say.
So you didn't hear all those door slammings and you didn't hear all that growling or the screaming?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in that place.
And we're not lying to you because we caught it on camera. Well, I think we did catch it on camera, but obviously we're going to play clips and images, right? The one main part that scared me the most was, I swear to Bob, I heard something, and when I turned around and looked, I saw like something go shoo. But then when I looked down, it was a chair, the rolly chair.
Yeah, I know. That's the one I kept looking at too. I was like, kept turning around.
And then what's his name said, oh, that chair, people sit on it and move it around, blah, 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 right? The houseless people. And so what I forgot to also mention was when we told him that, no, before we told him about the story, about what happened to us, he told us that he he heard a growl a couple days ago. Are you guys coming down? And so the fact that we heard at the same spot he did, that was already a confirmation that that's all we needed. There was also a little spot of a crime scene. Remember that with the?
Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy.
I don't know what it was, but it looked like somebody unalived himself on purpose.
You think on purpose?
Yeah, because it's I can't say it.
Yeah.
But it was all over the wall.
It was very gruesome, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's very gruesome. What about the basement?
It was cold.
I didn't go down there, but you went down there.
Yeah, that's because it was flooded, that's why. So I had to take a good view of what's on the other side, of course. But it did felt cold in there.
You didn't see anything?
I didn't see anything though. But they
Uh,
do say that's the most paranormal place. One
the
of the most
basement?
paranormal
Well, they
places.
say the basement and the attic is the most main thing that something always happens
Mm-hmm.
within the building, like the rooftop or the basement. For a house, it's the attic or the basement. Right, we're going to be talking about Dyer Lane. Now, the urban legends, there has so many. We already talked about it in our previous podcast, which will be linked in everything that we talk about is in the description box, so don't forget to check that out. Since we talked about the cursed witch of Dyer Lane and also the ghost police, I wanted to talk about the KKK and the lynching of Tyrone. Now, let's get straight into the urban legend of Dyer Lane. This one named the KKK and the lynching of Tyrone. Around 1954, members of the KKK are said to have gathered in the fields of Dyer Lane and would perform their cross burning rituals. On one summer night in 1954, they brought an African American man named Tyrone into the fields. A man they kidnapped off the streets of Sacramento. Tyrone went through a gauntlet of white hooded KKK men and received a severe beating. Afterwards, the KKK lynched Tyrone from one of the oak trees. People who visit Dyer Lane late at night say that at times they can see white hooded men standing in a circle in the field. They also can see Tyrone hanging from the tree. Viewers' discretion is advised. I'm so sorry. That's so sad. I don't want to say anything just because in my mind right now, um, I don't want to bring up any controversial, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So if you're from Sacramento, California, did you ever hear about the urban legend of the KKK and the lynching of Tyrone at Dyer Lane? Drop down a comment and let me know. That is sad. And rest in peace to Tyrone. If this was a true urban legend, rest in peace. And I'm not claiming that to sound disrespectful or any kind of way, I promise. It's just, if it was true, that's messed up. But if it's an urban legend, that's even more messed up because someone made that up. You know what I mean?